I think it's really important when you're looking at starting an outbound business or a network marketing business, is who who do you really want to be your sponsor? And this is something that if you've just been asked to join a particular company and you've been shown an opportunity that you might not have thought about, and you're instantly so amazed by the opportunity at hand and the compensation plan at hand and the rewards and the life you can just see. Oh, why didn't I see this before? It can be very much something that is not on your radar at all. So don't panic if you've already just signed up with someone, um, and you're thinking, oh my goodness, I've signed with the wrong person. That's not what this video is about. This is about um, inspiring other people. So you hearing this now can be the sponsor who like gets the people that you want, right? Because you're being who you need to be to get the people that you want to be. But for those who are looking at starting a network marketing company, I highly recommend that you take some time to find the right sponsor, sponsor smart, and that goes both ways. The people that you actually sponsor, but the person who sponsors you. And I think you're looking for someone who obviously inspires you to some degree, who you can relate to some degree, someone who is perhaps it's really not about where they're at in the levels of success throughout their company. It's really not about that, because someone can be in this business for 10 years and may not have the passion that they had when they first started, or the passion of someone who has only just started before asking you to join their company, or join their team, because their need is different, their why is different, the reasons for doing this are different. And there's no right or wrong. There's absolutely no right or wrong. For me, I was sponsored by a friend who I'd always thought was incredible, but it wasn't until I joined her team that I really realized how incredible she was. And she was with me for a couple of months in the process. She lived away from me, but when she called, I was just knocked onto my feet. I was like, she really held me accountable in that sense. She let me go, gave me enough space to do what I needed to do and figure things out for myself, but then would call and hold me to something. And she'd be like, well, Miss Clark, that's not how it's going to go. She was very like, and I think that's great to have a friend who is able to be that presence, be that like bossy boots kind of thing, but in the nicest possible way. Like, she was just expert at it. And I think that is her emotional intelligence coming into play, and her professionalism of dealing with many large banking teams in her corporate career. However, she did not continue playing that role so much, as her life went down a different path. And so then I was not alone, because I still have uplines and uplines and uplines. That's how this structure works. We all know that. But it was actually really good to be alone for a while and to figure out who I wanted to be as a sponsor and who I was in general. Like, I thought I knew myself in starting my network marketing business, but you soon realize, oh, there's so much more to learn. And especially if you want to be like a network marketing professional, right? You really have to step into understanding all levels of humanity, and looking at the way you react to things, and how you want to develop different teams, and the kind of culture you want to develop. So, yeah, someone organized, someone who knows how to have fun, I think is really important, because that is a huge part of our culture, is a really fun, lighthearted, down-to-earth culture that we have in our own Stars Nation team. And so look for the qualities of someone that, not just that you want to be, but that can guide you to where you want to go. And that means that they might be the kind of person who will leave you to your own devices after, 3 or 4 months, or after 3 or 4 weeks. Maybe you're that competent that they actually have the guts, they actually have the foresight to leave you to it. And that doesn't mean completely desert you. It just means they're actually just going to step away a little bit. They're going to go and work with someone else, or they're going to focus on their own stuff, but they're going to leave you to figure some stuff out for yourself. And I think if you have someone who's persistent, like pleasantly persistent, that can be a hindrance to your growth. Okay, if you've got someone there who's holding your hand the whole way, the minute that they're not able to be there, whether it's through a family crisis, or they're like, okay, bye, I'm going overseas for 6 months, and they just hope that you're going to be okay. I think that could be dangerous, because you want to be able to have that platform where you've learned, you've stepped up to another level, so to speak, and that doesn't mean of success. You don't have to go through the levels of success to actually have leadership qualities. And so the leadership qualities in them is fantastic, but leadership enough to be able to see that you have leadership that needs developing, or that has developed, and they pull away. Also, someone that is going to genuinely care for you and genuinely listen to you, genuinely be happy for you. Like, that is so important. To have someone who is jealous of you is not really going to work. It's not going to work in the fact that healthy competition is good. So if it's a sister, right, who has sponsored you, and she then sees you doing really well, and she gets a little bit jealous, and there's a healthy competition, great. But you want someone who's going to be really, really happy for you, because there's not going to be too many people along the way who are at first. And that's like truth bomb, right? The more successful you get, the more people that are going to be challenged by your success at first. And there's always people around you, and don't fear that. Don't get it in your head that there's going to be, outrage that you're successful. But no, there's always people around you who want you to be successful, and they might just not be saying it. And they will come out of the woodwork when you have that stickability and you just keep going despite it. But to have that in an upline would be awesome. To have an upline who is, so upline meaning whether that's your sponsor, or the person above that person, or the person above that person, who is always keeping you on track. So when I say listen, they're listening to your whole person. They're listening to where you've come from, where you've been, the path you've trodden already, the path that you say you want to go towards. They're listening to your body language. They're listening to the words that you're using, and they're listening to the excuses, and they're not taking them. So you might think that, oh, my sponsor's really not listening to me right now, and I'm just having a really shitty time, and they don't want a bar of it. They're just they're kind of moving me along. Shut up, Sam. Get on with it. That is awesome. You want someone who's not going to have a pity party with you and unpack the picnic and sit there and wallow in that. You want someone who's just going to shut it down, and who's going to say, right, this is where you said you wanted to go. Let's focus on that. If they hang up on you within a minute, they say, right, you've got a minute to get out whatever is bothering you, and then we're going to talk solutions, right? And if you don't, they're going to hang up on you. That is amazing. So think about it in terms of who is really going to challenge you and keep you on your path. Who is really going to support you in those harder times for you, where your best version of yourself is not always present. They're going to support you to bounce back to her or him, that better version of you. So they're just some of my thoughts about what you should look for in someone who is an incredible sponsor. They're going to support the rest of your team. They're going to edify you to the rest of your team. They're going to edify you to your sister lines and to people that they're introducing you to. They're going to challenge you. They're going to be there for you in the first kind of feeling out stage. And they're going to be a friend for life. And I think that can sometimes be daunting if you've just been sponsored by someone that you've only just met. That can be like, oh, do I want to be friends with this person for the rest of my life? But it's not like you have to hang out together all the time. There's that separation that's always got to happen between a sponsor and a sponsee. It's like there's that they've got to both spread their wings, or otherwise the whole essence of a network marketing business is really going to fall apart. But if it's your best friend, that is really cool. That is super cool. I've seen best friends start businesses together and absolutely change each other's lives. And then I've seen best friends meet because of different people introducing them to the business. And that's definitely what's happened to me as well, both of those instances, which is fantastic. And I'm really, really excited for where our team are going. And I'm challenged every day to be a better sponsor, to be a better upline, to know when I'm giving too much, to know when I'm like coddling too much, to know how to inspire better, to when I live in my greatness and I dare greatly and I do things that are fully aligned with who I am and where I'm going, and to be a national vice president and a 12-wide national vice president, then that gives other people in my team permission to do the same thing. I have to keep moving forward and I have to keep living my truth so that I'm allowing other people to do the same thing. So I'm super grateful for everyone that comes into my business. Everyone has something to teach us, and it's up to us to get those lessons. And if we don't, and whether people leave our business and teach us something, be grateful for all of that. So if we don't learn from it, then we're just going to stay stuck. And that's not what network marketing is about. That's not what being a network marketing professional is about. That's not what my Arbonne business is about. I am all about helping other people to live their best life and taking everyone with us. It's like leave no man behind unless they want to be. So good luck in finding the right sponsor for you. If you've just found someone, congratulations. Look at who you want to be as a sponsor, and how you want to attract the right people into your business. And here's to massive success and beautiful business building.